When entertainment venues get demolished, it's always very, very sad, and not just because they're bricks and mortar, or in Thailand's case, you know, corrugated iron, bits of old plasterboard, but they are places of huge sentimental value, memories, and memories not just for yourselves, the customers, but also for the people that work there, like myself, like the staff. Huge memories. We're here at Drinking Street, which is, as you can see, being demolished in spectacular fashion. How many times have people come here for a night out, had a few beers, maybe met a lady, fallen in love, got married, gone to live abroad, had children? There are literally little people, or maybe even big people, walking around on this earth because of this area and this entertainment zone. So it's really important and fascinating when they get demolished, the interest that it creates from people. So here I am, we're going to have a look around here, talk a few memories of this place, and look at some places that I, the Merchant of Doom, have worked at and are now demolished. First time I came to Drinking Street, it had just been developed. I think it was about 2002, 2003. Oh gosh, 20 years ago now. And at the time it was, it started off very, very quiet, but over the years it gradually got its feet and started to get very, very popular as this area here on Second Road became more developed with hotels and accommodation, and more tourists were coming here. I do remember there used to be the Geordie bar. I think it was this one here. This looks like it's fallen from outer space, doesn't it? There was the Geordie bar, and there was the U2 bar. There was a single DJ that used to play the music for all the bars, which is a great idea. Whoa! Towards somebody doesn't like me. Towards the end of its life, it became very popular with Indians and Arabs, and it did really well. During COVID, it was completely closed, and a lot of people were asking if it would ever open again. And it's quite clear that this land here is not really going to be for small beer bars. It's going to be, I would imagine, a really, really big development. I haven't got any news on that, but it's just so obvious that this huge piece of land can be developed. And not just here. I have to say, I was talking to somebody in the bar yesterday, and they said, you know, I haven't been to Pattaya for many years, and I did the trip from Central Pattaya Road on Second Road all the way down to Terminal 21 where we are now, and he said it's like a ghost town, there's nothing there. And I thought, oh, that's a bit harsh, but I've done it today, and do you know what? I'll eat my words, that guy is correct. There are so many places. The old Top supermarket has come down, and other places, maybe 3 or 4 areas that are earmarked for demolition. And it is my opinion that this stretch of road from Central Pattaya Road to Terminal 21 and around that area by Naglua, how many 4- and 5-star hotels are there? This is going to be the new place to be, the desirable residence, the Beverly Hills of Pattaya. There are so many places that I think the landlords are just sitting on them and waiting for developers to come. So let's have a look around and maybe invoke a few memories for you of Drinking Street. And it was about here, this bar here, with the red and the orange posts and the blue bar. This is where one day I came here on a Sunday, I think it was a Sunday night, and I had a night off for my job working in a go-go bar. Hey, nice one. And this lady, there was a lady here, she was so sexy. I just looked at her, all I wanted to do was buy her a drink. And I remember speaking to the bartender who was inside that blue area there, and says, can I get a drink for that girl? No response. Second time, can I get a girl? 3 times I asked it, no. The girl, for some reason, wouldn't take a drink with me. She was talking to some big, fat, ugly guy. I mean, all right, maybe I should invest in a mirror. But anyway, wouldn't move. I got really angry, slammed my money down, and then walked over here and over there, is Spurred Road, where there's still a beer bar complex today, and it is at that fateful day, at that fateful moment, because a girl refused a lady drink here, that I met my future ex-wife, and in fact the only woman I've ever married. That's what I mean about sentimentality. It's all here, and that's why when places like this get demolished, it really does pull on the emotions and becomes a bit of a tearjerker for many people. There's just one more story about this place, and it happened right here on this piece of pavement. Like I told you, I used to live on Soi 2, which is just over there, and there used to be some bars and stuff here, and I came for a walk. It was a Saturday night, I remember, and I was walking along here, and there was some tables in front here, and there was like a pool table here, and there was some tables and chairs, and there was a man, and let's just say he'd been maybe on a bottle of port, or maybe dry sherry, or I don't know, but he was really, really steaming. He was absolutely drunk, and he was just about being propped up by these bar girls, and he saw me and he went, "Misteregg!" This was before I had a YouTube channel. I was kind of mildly in the public arena because I had a big Facebook profile, so he must have known me from Facebook, and he went, "Misteregg!" And I sort of came over, and I walked up here and I said, "Hello mate, how are you?" I didn't really want to talk too much because I was on the way to shopping or somewhere, I can't remember, and he looked at me and he went, "Misteregg!" Boom. And I thought, oh no, he was unconscious. And I thought, no. I started shaking him. I thought, please, wake up, wake up. It was the fact that, not that he was possibly dying, but his last dying words were my nickname on Facebook. And I wanted to wake him up. No, this can't be. Wake up, wake up. Anyway, he did manage to get up. The old cold towels came out, a bit of smelling salts from the girls, and he was good to go. And I just went off. My first brush with fame in Pattaya. There couldn't be a more visual example of new and old Pattaya than standing right here. This drinking street being demolished to a backdrop of this 5-star hotel and the brand new amazing Terminal 21. This is what new Pattaya 2.0 is all about. We're going to leave you on Second Road and go to somewhere a little bit more familiar to me and possibly you, and that's Walking Street. I did say Walking Street. We've come slightly off Walking Street with somewhere that I'm sure you recognise is Soi 15, and maybe you don't, because here was one of the legends of Pattaya in the 2000s, and somewhere where I actually worked for a few years, and this is Baby Dolls A Go-Go, originally owned by the same people that own the windmill. It was then sold, and I came in here after a legend, a real legend of Pattaya nightlife, Ricky, left. Ricky, by the way, has got a new bar opening on Soi Honey, and we wish him all the best with that. But here I came in trying to fill Ricky's shoes. It was very difficult, but this was the first bar really where I think I started to make a little bit of a name for myself as a bar owner. I was writing a lot on social media. I mentioned I was on Facebook. I was also in all the big Pattaya forums at the time. So there was Secrets Forum, Pattaya Addicts, and a lot of people were coming in and saying hello to me. And of course, some great girls here, and I'm sure, keep on going on about sentimentality, people have got many happy memories here. In fact, I know two people or two couples that actually met, their eyes met across a crowded dance floor, or rather go-go stage, and they're now married and have children. So it just goes to show that through all the negativity you get about relationships between Westerners and Thais, especially the old cliche, you can take the girl out the bar but you can't take the bar out the girl. It's not true in some cases, because those people have gone on to have successful relationships. I'm sure they've had ups and downs as well. A couple of stories about this place. I do remember one day I'm having a meeting with one of the owners here. And we're just about to start the meeting. It's about this time, it's about midday. And we're just sitting there, and all of a sudden, boom! Huge, great big explosion. And what's happened? I should have told my cameraman we were going to do this. a bird has flown into this transformer right there, just about like this bird's going to do right now. And what he's done is he's obviously short-circuited the whole place and sent a huge amount of power into the circuit boards here. There is a safety system where they should cut off a big surge of power. It hasn't worked, and there's literally smoke coming out of 2 of the air conditioning units that are now hanging off the ceiling. It's a good job we weren't sitting underneath them. These air conditioning units are hanging off the ceiling. There's lights blown, there's TVs that have got smoke coming out of them, and it's been a huge disaster. And I remember the owner saying to me, "Oh, I think we better cancel the meeting, Phil. We've got a bit of work to do here, mate." And then off he went, as owners do. And it was actually at that very moment in my life that I thought, do you know what? I've got to stop being a manager and start being an owner, because you can do things like that. You can just delegate things to people, which is really good. So it was good. And the final joke about that was I took a picture of the bird which had died, and I sent it to the person who owned the bar next door, and I says, "Oh, it looks like you've got some extra chicken in your chicken curry that you give away tonight." It was quite funny. So many happy memories here. Another great story. I remember there was a big Baby Dolls logo here, and there was a cavity right here, because there was a wall up here and there was some uplighters coming up, and there was a cavity, and it was really, really thin. It was about that wide, right? We're coming in one day, and there's all this sort of commotion going on, and there's people here with sticks and things like that. And what's happened is a cat has got stuck in the cavity down there, but it's not on its own. It's got kittens. It's got 3 or 4 kittens, and it's obviously been living here, given birth, and the cat and the kittens and the baby cat family are all in my cavity, really. And then what happened was, that day I got the security came into the bar and said, "Phil, there's someone need to see you outside, and it's quite urgent." And I came out, and it was the owner of this go-go bar here, What's Up a Go-Go, who was a cat lover. Not only she was a cat lover, or he was a cat lover, but it was her cat that was stuck, and she was in tears, and she goes, "Look, I'll do anything. Get me that cat. Get me my cat and get me my kittens, and I will literally pay you to knock down the wall so we can get the cat and the kittens, and I'll pay to have it rebuilt again." The good news story is, I think it was me, I managed to rescue the cat and the kittens without getting bitten. So again, going on about lovely memories. It was a great time. I really had a great time here at Baby Dolls. Great people to work with, great owners. But I moved on to bigger and better things, or I should say different things, at Secrets, which was just around the corner. And then my job got took on by the legendary Larry, so I was kind of sandwiched in between 2 real legends of this town. So that's Baby Dolls, but it's not the only place which is now for demolition. There's another couple of places I want to show you as well. So we're here on Walking Street. This is the real Walking Street, and just to orientate you, behind the camera is the famous Happy A Go-Go. A lot of people ask me about Happy, when's it coming back, and it's still up for rent. The original owner unfortunately has died and passed on, so there's a lot of property here. Happy's probably the only real big go-go bar on the main drag of Walking Street that still isn't open. But here used to be New Living Dolls, owned when I worked there by a guy called Shane, who was a very, very nice Australian guy. I worked with him and his son Jason. Apparently Jason's still around. Jason, I haven't seen him for years. I remember he was 18. But I came here to work only for 1 month. I came here to work for 1 month because I'd got a ticket to go home. I'd left one bar and I was ready to go home. So I got a month to spare, and I came just to help out here. Shane asked me if I wanted to work here, and so I came here. Many happy memories here. For those people that remember, there was a walkway that went down where these doors are. Was a walkway where you went down. On this side there was beer bars. Originally this Pattaya club here used to be beer bars as well, and in fact I really enjoyed my time here. Do you remember there used to be girls here and they were giving out flyers for a free drink if you went in, no strings attached? Let me just say that again, a free drink. A free drink, no strings attached. And you used to get, there was only so many flyers that they used to give out every night. So you used to go in and you could go into Living Dolls and Shane used to give you a free drink. Very, very busy bar. It's been demolished, so have the beer bars. Actually, I think this part of it used to be beer bars down there, and about here would be where you used to walk down, all the way down to get to New Living Dolls. So I'm sure people have got many, many happy memories. Again, people have maybe met girls, fallen in love. I actually saw for the first time my ex-girlfriend, who I now have 2 children with, dancing on stage in this very bar, New Living Dolls. So it has a lot of happy memories for me. Right, let's go for a bit of a walk and go up to Soy 16. And the final place I wanted to take you to today is right here. We've moved on to Soy 16, and it's the famous, the legendary X Zone. And I'm just trying to get me my orientation going. I know I used to be in the Boy Scouts and all that, but I think the entrance to X Zone was about here. Over here was a nightclub, a place called Baywatch, I think it was, which was very interesting. The one with the highest stage in the whole of Pattaya. He just used to sit there on a seat and just gaze up, looking at ladies, up ladies' noses, for example. On the left-hand side, there was Gogo, and then to the back of that, there was the legendary, the very famous Club Boucher. I think that's how you pronounced it. Some people called it Club Bouche, but apparently Club Boucher was named after a famous American DJ, and it was owned by an American, and legendary. The first ever go-go bar I remember that had a hot tub or a jacuzzi in the bar. It was on the ground. I always thought it was a bit strange because, you know, Thais have got a thing about feet, and lower down is very negative and higher up is very positive. Well, lower down, by around people's feet, there was girls in a hot tub. I do remember that. And of course, above this, or it was 2 floors, was the place that I used to work, and that was X Zone. And so many people reminisce about X Zone. All I can say is it was probably the naughtiest bar in Pattaya history. There was lots of very, very naughty things going on. In fact, we did a video with the old owner, Neville, and we'll try and put it up there if I can remember. That's 2 videos I got to remember to do. So go and check that out. Some really, really great stories. The story you never hear, you'll have to come into the bar and ask me. Ask me about the story with the snooker ball. The story with the snooker ball. Just have a think about that one. But there was stairs going up, and X Zone was always really struggling, really, because of the location. Not just because it was on Soy 16, and even then there are a lot of other demographics of customer coming in, especially Arabs, but it was upstairs as well, and it's quite difficult. You have to have something really special to get people into an upstairs bar. And another thing was, what people didn't realise about X Zone, but it was supposed to be 2 single units, but there was 2 Belgian owners originally of the 2 units, and then they decided one day to get together and said, hey, I've got a small bar, you've got a small bar, why don't we just get together and make it one big bar, and hopefully it will attract people up the stairs. So that's what they did. But when you actually look at it, you could see, but it was so big, but there was a gap, a split, and it could have been 2 kind of separate bars, which it was. Many, many happy memories there. It was demolished, oh man, must have been about 8-9 years ago, I think. The whole place was it was called Covent Garden, and the whole land area was owned by a certain landowner. It all went demolished, and now this Indian nightclub, Karma, has been built on it. So out with the old and in with the new here on Soy 16. But again, sentimentality, memories. I'm trying to think of anybody that married an X Zone girl and went on to have a happy marriage, and I can't think of one for the moment. So maybe there's a bit of a fly in the ointment to that theory of mine. But anyway, I'm sure if you do know of anybody that went on to marry an X Zone girl, let me know, please, in the comments down below. But for me, Mr. Egg, that's about it for today here on Soy 16. Thanks for tuning in. so many great memories about places that are now no longer here. Let me know if you've got any specific ones downstairs in the comments. You can meet me, Phil, Mr. Egg, at my bar Le Pub from 4 p.m. every day on Soy Diamond, and then it all gets a bit raunchy at 8 o'clock when Milk, my new bar, opens next door. Please come and join me for that. But until then, it's Mr. Egg going down memory lane. See you soon, everybody. Bye-bye.